I know there's another race you want to talk about.
Oh my gosh, yes. Time for some clarification.
Yeah, so Joshua last year, because we had no meets because of COVID, we did team time trials on the track. And somebody on this podcast, hint, hint, she goes to Pitt, was talking.
She shall not be named.
She was talking about this 3,200 meter time trial and had a lot to say about you, Joshua. So why don't you go ahead and talk about it?
Well, everyone's pretty much heard the story if you listen to Caroline's.
But
podcast.
give your side.
My side. Okay, so I found out you were running the 32, and I also wanted to run the 32 myself, and because that was like the closest thing we had to a meet, I guess, last year. And so, yeah, I really wanted to go all out then. And then I heard Caroline was running. And I was like, oh, that's kind of scary. I was like, she might be able to beat me. And so then I see her the next day because we had like a group together for a class. And she was like, you're going to beat me. Like, you definitely have me. And I was like, I don't know about that. And like, she kept saying that every time I'd see her. And it was almost like she was egging me on to like talk shit. And I didn't want to because I knew that I might lose. And so I didn't want to say anything to her. And she's so competitive that like I was scared, honestly. Yeah. And so then we go into that race and I run the whole first mile with you. And then by the time we hit lap 5, I turn, like, you get to my side, Ben, and you're like about to fully pass me. And I'm like, I'm dying. And you're like, then die. And you just like leave me behind. I was like, damn. And so then at that point I did die, in fact. I really started to slow down, and then before I know it, I believe it was like lap 7, I hear breathing behind me. I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. I was like this is the worst. And so then she passes me, and at that point I was like, man, like I just need to like drop this race. And I was like, you know what, I will at least have enough dignity to finish. And so I finish, and I walk up to Caroline, and like I try to give her a high five, and I say, good race. And she's like, yeah, if you want to call it that. And then I was like, what the fuck? And so then I was pissed at that point. I was like, wow, like, so now she's being a dick to me. And so then I run off, and I'll admit, I was very upset.
Yeah, I remember you like just being like your own.
Yeah, I don't know. And it wasn't mainly because of her. It was just I really wasn't where I wanted to be. And that's a lot of my running experiences. I always want to be faster, you know? Mm-hmm. And, like, I really pressure myself to do that. So, yeah, like, then when I listened to the podcast and I heard that portion where she was like, yeah, he talks shit, and then I beat him. And I was like, whoa, that was not how this occurred.
You didn't talk shit after all.
No, I didn't.
Remember, like, me and you both got on the line, and she was like, I'm going to be way behind y'all, like at least 200 meters. I'm like, okay, Caroline. She almost caught me on the 85.
You were even careful of what you said to her beforehand.
Yeah, because I remember, like, even during the race, we were fucking with each other.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Because you asked if I was going to do it. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, like, I enjoy really stirring the pot when it comes to rivalries. Because, honestly, rivals push you further than, like, you would go by yourself. In high school, I ran against this set of twins. And they were ridiculously fast because they would always run together. And so they were always competing with each other every single day. And I mean, living in the same household, I'm sure that's all they did was just talk shit to each other. So, I don't know. I think rivals are a really key thing. And so it's good to talk shit sometimes, honestly.